The Joe's in the bag, hands above the table podcast. Welcome to the Hap in the Bag Disc Golf Podcast, streaming to you as part of the Joe's Disc Golf Podcast Network. And here are your hosts, Ben, Joe, and RJ.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to this episode of the Half in the Bag Disc Golf Podcast.
Happy Thursday. Or Tuesday when you actually listen to this.
It's to Thursday.
I am so glad to be back. My name is RJ. I am coming to you from Northeast Indiana, and today I am drinking a Dos Equis Cerveza. No, wait! It's a Smirnoff Ice!
You got iced.
Oh, no, is it really icing it when you ice yourself?
I don't know.
No, that's just sadness.
It really is. It really is.
Yes, I am drinking a red, white, and berry Smirnoff Ice.
I'm gonna need your man card.
Have you never tried one of these? What is this? Scouts with my
well, you got 3 Eagle Scouts here, so
oh man. I am willing to bet that this is the most or the highest ranked podcast in scouting, not about scouting.
Sure.
Yeah, probably.
That feels like a reasonable bet.
So if we were in an event, it was a scouting related event, but one in which we could ice each other. If I handed RJ the ice and he said, "Thank you, I have it," will we still need to cut a corner off the card? Or is that...
Just take it.
Oh man, it's been too long since I've been on, but these two gentlemen have been doing a great job holding down the fort while I have been gone, including a wonderful solo.
Fort.
You do.
You do.
Yes.
And who are you now?
Jose Jalapeno.
Wait, you're not on a stick.
I'm not on a stick.
Are we sure he's not on a stick?
Can
we see his relics?
Believe it or not, we're all mostly sober here.
Oh, man.
I know I am. I've just spent most of the day standing in the sun watching football practice, so I am drinking a tall glass of water. And thanking God I don't play football anymore because it was 90 degrees and I don't want to wear pads and a helmet anymore.
Oof.
But were you also on turf?
Yes.
That's what my guys were doing yesterday, and I was just like, yeah, no, I'm gonna stay over here in the shade as long as I can.
We were on turf, and they had just, at the school we were at, they had just redone the track, and it's just black asphalt. They haven't put the rubber down yet. So it was just hot and miserable and worse.
And stanky.
And
that
awful.
Nice tarry, asphalty stank.
We're all getting a little stoned at football practice at a scrimmage.
Like,
it was
the worst
great.
kind of stone, though.
Oh,
the
I
kind
know.
that's just a headache.
I know. I've got such a bad headache. And I don't know if it's from the sun or if it's from that or both, I guess. I don't know.
Little column A, little column B.
Probably. So, yes, Joe hanging out in the Fort Wayne, Indiana. And, drinking a big old glass of water. Hopefully you've enjoyed the variety of content for this podcast for the last month or so.
Yeah.
It's been a
bit
while.
hectic.
It's, we thought the summer would come and we thought our schedules would get a little better, and it's only gotten significantly worse.
No, yeah.
Well,
but the one guy who's been a trooper in it all. Yeah. The one guy who's been a trooper through it all, though, is the guy over in Chicago.
Oh no, I actually don't have a beverage. This is very sad. Hi, everybody. I'm Ian. I'm your friendly Chicago nerd. In case you missed that D&D episode, which, sorry, I know it probably was like, ooh, rough start, but I was also trying to kind of figure out what the tone of the podcast was going to be and like get myself into a rhythm. Cause like I think I said like halfway through, I was like, It's been a long time since I've had to monologue without chat or anything to be like, hey, I'm going to bounce a thing off of you. All right.
You,
welcome to my live streams every time. Like when RJ comes in, I'm just like, oh, thank God you're here. I don't care if it's for 5 seconds. It's thank God.
Ian, you would make a terrible supervillain because you can't monologue.
No. I'm very bad at it.
Or would that make him better? Because
he wouldn't
actually kill.
Yeah,
because I'd actually kill everybody instead of being like, "Hold on, Mr. Bond." Let me explain.
Hang on. I think there's only one way to figure this out, and this is through rigorous scientific experiment. So everyone will check back in when we're done with this, and okay.
Could I get some freaking sharks with some freaking lasers on their heads? Come on, throw me a bone.
Hey,
sorry.
Dynamic Discs is throwing me a bone, sort of. So I posted a terrible GIF of my reaction when I threw my sake bomb felon in the water because I turned it over. When literally earlier that day, I parked the hole. Perfect shot. The second time through, not so much. And it went. The worst part was the disc is just floating on top of the water like this. There's enough air under the dome, and I just see it like 30 feet out. That water is absolutely disgusting, and I was still tempted. I was still so tempted.
Where did you lose this at?
Sweeney East. Yeah.
So you saw the 3-eyed fish pop up and just smack it down, and you're like, well, that's it.
Oh, I think he had more than 3 eyes. He had a hand or two. An actual hand. One of them might have been his. That water is so nasty.
We're both playing in a tournament next weekend.
Outfitters Open?
Yeah, yep. Outfitters Open. And I am so glad that they're making temporary T-pads for my division, because I hate that course because you throw over open water. I'm also not happy about that course.
For 18 and 3, you don't have to.
You do it if you don't want to take a double bogey.
I've birdied it by going around both times. Or both holes.
Which one?
Both holes. Are you talking east, right?
Yeah.
For 18 and 3.
Yeah.
If you go around
both holes?
Hands up, everybody. for the audio listeners, everybody, hands up. Just gonna.
That heat stroke is a bitch.
Oh man. But
man, we had way too much fun with that joke.
Oh, way too much.
Yes.
So Dynamic Discs, I tweeted at them because I was very sad, and I haven't found. So the only ones you can buy on eBay are at very least like $60, and it's a great disc. It's not $60 great, and if you want one of the Ricky signed ones, it's over $200. I've strongly contemplated selling mine. I didn't throw my Ricky signed one. This was my unsigned one. But Dynamic Disc sent me a link. And guess what is getting an online release? July 7th.
Ooh.
Yes.
Is it a Lucid Air Escape?
Maybe. But also the Orbit Felon. I don't know if it's going to be branded Sake Bomb or not. I don't really care. But the way that Orbit Felon flew was beautiful. And so I will be buying a couple.
So nice. I'm really excited because at some point you have an Orbit Escape for me.
Yes. Maybe I'll get it for that tournament. I wouldn't recommend throwing it. It looks very pretty.
Oh, no. I was actually planning on putting it in my bag because earlier this week, I played East and West as a 36 hole doubleheader.
Yep.
My arm was falling off at the end.
Yep.
Yeah, but I had a great time. got a few birdies. Didn't get any eagles, but I did see an owl.
Nice.
I'll have to post that on the socials at some point because I got a nice picture of it. But yeah, I was telling you guys before we started that I was really, really annoyed because I lost my Trilogy Challenge musket.
You've had that thing forever.
2018. It is 5 years old at this point, actually.
I think I have mine if you want it.
We'll see. So what happened was there was a very tightly wooded hole with basically no gap, as I would describe it. Not for my division. There was no gap for my divition.
I think you could drive I think it was more like throwing a hot dog down a hallway.
In the blue corner, we have RJ. In the red corner, we've got Joe.
I think we're definitely thinking of different holes.
I don't think so. It's that one where they had to like dig out the T-pad because of all the mud and dirt.
No.
Like it sits down low.
Mm-mm.
Then I don't know. I think we're talking about different holes. I thought
Could you guys get your holes straight? Would you both look up on UDisc?
I am actually doing that right now.
I am actually.
That's what I figured was happening.
View my map.
I'm just giving some narration for those audio listeners, so they're not just like, "Why is it just dead air?"
Hole 9.
Man, hole 9.
Yeah,
I think you're thinking of 14.
No, 14 runs along the woods.
14 runs along the river.
Or the river in the woods. But not to grandmother's house.
Okay.
No. More so to sadness 9 times out of 10.
Well, I actually had to skip 14 when I was playing because there was a flock of geese on the all through the fairway. I just go and I look at it and I'm like,
sitting there,
I'll come back.
Playing their prog rock. Oh wait, no, that's seagulls.
Yeah, this is alternative. Okay.
Yes. But
One's
anyway,
got the emo foot.
Yeah.
Get out of here, old man.
So anyway, I didn't want to try and rip on my disc because I'm like, if I rip on this, I'm going to go off into the trees and I'm going to lose my disc. Or I'm going to have an absolute awful shot and end up in jail and end up needing to, basically re-tee anyway. So I throw it and I get right to what should be the edge and my disc gets caught up by a bunch of weeds and it just disappeared. I was very...
Is that the hole you were thinking about? I just sent it to you in a text. It says delivered.
Yeah, probably. Okay, so you went left.
No. I went straight, and it hyzered out and was pin high. 13.
Wait. Did you throw a backhand?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what I tried to do. I didn't want to rip on a backhand, though, and send my disc into the river.
There's a lot more space over there than you think.
There is. It gets a little sketchy if you go past the tree line, though. I don't know if you've ever done that. That was
yes.
You just gotta find the right. You gotta find the right goose to ricochet off of.
I know. Well, I remember the one round you and I played, Ian, and you're like, "Okay, I can't hit that goose," and you smoked it in the back of the head.
I felt so bad. It was the one goose. I was like, okay.
That was like just 200 feet away, too. That was not, it wasn't close.
No, and it flew perfectly. We were like, oh, that's definitely gonna, okay, well, hopefully it'll miss the goose by a little bit. And then the goose just kind of leaned over and just...
I got up like a minute later and flew away. I was actually
thinking of that story on the hole where there were a bunch of geese spread out on the fairway, and I'm just like, I could take my chance, but I would smoke one of them.
Oh yeah, that's the time that you're trying actually not to hit the goose. That's when you're just like, nailed it. How? Why?
Let me hit this golf ball sized target 200 feet away with a disc.
Yeah.
Nailed
And
it.
yet, when I'm
Perfect.
trying to do an ace from a fairly straight shot that's clear,
Yeah.
God forbid, I can't possibly do that. I can smoke
I
this
hear you.
goose.
Yeah.
What you need to do is you need to pick up the goose, put it in the basket.
Just
That I'll develop like some HoloLenses so I can have some augmented reality. I'll just drop an AR goose in the basket, and it'll just every time I'll be like, "Don't hit this goose! Don't smoke
don't
this
do
goose!
it. Don't do it."
And I will ace. I would say probably
Every hole.
75% time. 75% of the time,
I'd say
every
so,
time
man.
it works.
Yeah.
Sex Panther.
But
Yes.
no, so
What?
it was
Okay.
That smells like pure gasoline.
so anyway, so I played 36 holes earlier this week. It was a good time. I went to take my wife to lunch afterwards,
Mhm.
and I got out of the car, and she asked me, because I happened to do this on my birthday, and she asked me whether I turned 30 or whether I turned 60. Yes. I was walking real gingerly.
Aw. It's okay, Grandpa.
You gotta stretch those quads, buddy. Gotta get those
man.
stretches in.
It was the back. It was the back. Was what it was.
Mm.
Yeah.
So I think I told you guys about the other day I was on the football field just ripping them and throwing them. Ended up throwing a PR. The next day, my brother-in-law is like, "Hey, you want to go disc golf?" I was like, "Yeah, this will be great." I get like 3 holes in. I'm like, I can't throw a forehand anymore. It hurts a lot. Because like everything was all just spasmed up because I was throwing like max distance. And then we went to Shoaf and I was like, "Oh yeah, this is a great forehand hole." We started on the back 9. So 10 was fine. That was a backhand. 11, I was like, "All right, yeah, forehand's feeling good." 12, all right, forehand's still feeling all right. 13, I was like, I threw it and I was like, I can't anymore.
Yeah.
It was, and those are relatively short. They're like 250 on average.
10 isn't, but yeah, the 3 backhand
10,
holes
not
that
10.
you're describing.
That was a backhand.
Yeah.
And so it was kind of fun trying to play like hole 2 with a backhand. Because the forehand line is you just kind of chuck it and let it dump.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Backhand is like a straight flip up shot, flip up putter. And I don't have great control. Like I can hit that line 1 out of 10. The other 9 times, it's usually a grip lock. And let's just say it was one of those 9 times.
Yeah. So today I was playing the local 9-hole here, and it was really windy. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to work on, and everything was in the B position, which is a little bit longer, a little bit harder lines, et cetera, et cetera. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to work on kind of my, my Anheuser, my flex lines, basically. And, I was feeling pretty good about it for the most part. There were definitely still some times that I was, grip locking and that type of thing, but it was nice to, kind of have that day
nice to
where
get some
like
practice.
Yeah, exactly. I feel more confident about trying to rip on a backhand now for number 9.
Nice.
Probably still won't, but
if you in your division, if you can make it out of the gap and just get par, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
Because I'd say at most in AM3, it'll probably be an even third, like birdies, par, bogey, or worse. Just because you ricochet off, especially if you go right, you're screwed.
Yeah.
You're pitching out and then hoping for a bogey.
Yeah. What I ended up doing was, after I got frustrated with looking for my disc for 20 minutes, I went back and threw my escape on a forehand and hit like the second tree. And I'm just like, well, hell, I guess I've got to throw a backhand here.
Yeah.
Because there is no forehand line.
No, there's a forced flex line, but
it's nasty.
If you get a normal skip, not even a bad skip, you're going to end up in the rough on the right because the way that hole is set up, and it's just not going to be I'm really hoping before our tournament here in a couple weeks that they go in and just cut that down so that you're not catching stuff, so that you're not catching that stuff that's like 4 foot high. I think the TD listens to this podcast. I don't know. If not, I'll make him.
It's not happening now.
Yeah, he's going to sit there and be like, actually, MA3 is not going to be able to hit that gap. We're going to make an alt T-pad for them.
Who is the TD for this one?
It's Dave.
It's Dave? Okay.
Yeah.
I know he
does
kind
Dave
of listens
always
to the other
do the
one.
finger guns?
Yo.
RJ was like, it's Dave. I was like, is that his thing?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
He's got a beard.
Yeah.
Good job, Dave.
Big bushy beard.
I wish I could have a bushy beard. I just have this stupid little scruff.
I don't know if it's coming through on camera, but I'm all stubble right now. Because I kept being like, yeah, I'm going to shave. Nope.
Meh.
Well, my car was in the shop for a couple days this week, so I had to drive my wife to work. Yes.
Yay.
Yes. But,
look at you being a good Uber driver.
But I will say, where I took it, got it done in less than they estimated for and quicker than they estimated it would take. So that was nice.
Good. That's always nice.
Yeah, it still hurt when I paid for it because it was almost $900, but
my wife just got new tires.
Oh. Did she get the nice Michelins, or did she go with the
I talked her into Mastercraft, which I believe Bridgestone makes those.
Okay.
Yeah,
with a different name.
I believe you're right.
Is it Bridgestone or is it Cooper Tire? It's a reputable big name brand that makes them, but you're not paying for the big name.
Tires?
No.
Yeah, it's the jewel brand. It's the house brand of that particular company. Yeah.
But it's just as good.
Yeah.
And she got the ones with 80,000 mile warranty. Ooh. The woman who has owned her car longer than I've owned mine. She got hers in 2016. I got mine in 2017. She's put 30,000, maybe 40,000 miles on hers. I've put, let's see, I just rolled over 140,000. I've put on 104,000 miles in one less year than she's driven her car.
Yep.
Yay,
my wife's car is significant, or not significantly, but it's a few years older than mine.
Yeah.
And I am about 10,000 miles more than her.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you guys living out there, I mean, just getting to the schools, I'm sure it's, at least half-hour trek?
40 minutes for me.
I was going to say.
We both worked at colleges that took us 45 minutes to get to for multiple years.
Yep.
That'll do
I know
a number
that pain.
45 minutes highway.
Yes. 70 miles an hour. Well,
yes,
that's the speed limit.
I know that this means nothing to you, RJ, but to Joe, he'll understand this. Any Chicagoland listeners, yeah, I've got to try to get my butt from essentially 355 to Route 83, go up to Grand Avenue, 290. There's no good way because I refuse to give the toll companies more money.
I don't blame you at all.
Because, why pay that much money to sit in a parking lot? So
when you could not
pay
still
money.
still sit in the parking lot, essentially. Oh, that sounds awful.
It's actually with the lockdowns and stuff, like traffic has been better because so many people are still working from home. But
That's
there's
kind of nice.
just no good way to get up to the Union Pacific Railway, which is just south of O'Hare. Like, there's no good way to get there.
My sister still works downtown. They just bought a house in Berkeley.
Oh, okay.
You might remember who used to live in Berkeley.
I believe I do.
3 blocks away.
Really?
Yes. The other side of the busy road. I can't remember what road that is.
Wait, which one's Berkeley?
Illinois. It is suburb.
I was gonna say it's a
North, south, east, west.
West.
I guess east is in Indiana.
It's northwest. Yes.
Yeah, they're at that god awful interchange of 88, 290, 294.
Yeah. Yeah. Which is technically northwest.
Yes.
Where is that compared to like St. Charles and that area?
It's farther east.
Yeah.
Okay.
Than St. Charles.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like I live farther west than that.
Yep.
West and south.
It's It was when I found that out. I was like, yeah.
Chicago Geography podcast.
Well, you know,
man.
And when you're at Michigan and State, you're at 0-0. It's true though.
It is.
I don't understand this reference.
It's literally like that's where you divide north and south, east and west.
Yeah.
Okay.
Michigan Avenue divides east and west.
East, west. And
the 3 blocks that are east of it.
Yeah, before you run into water. Yes.
Yeah. And State Street divides north and south.
Gotcha.
So at that intersection, you're at 0-0 Chicago, essentially.
Yeah.
Goodness.
Makes sense.
And from there, you can figure it out because it's a grid.
Yep.
But can you dig down and find diamonds?
Keep my hands up.
Oh, man.
And then you can craft a diamond disc and you can throw it at a creeper and they will explode. It's called the Minecraft Ace.
Yes. RJ, I know Ian, you've heard it, but the Star Bomb song, Everybody Loves Minecraft or something like that. Is that what that was called?
Yeah.
It's
Minecraft is for everybody.
Minecraft is for everybody.
Or
it's
for
fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man.
It is so just off the wall. You'd like it, RJ.
Okay. Really quick side tangent. This is quick. Side tangent.
That's what this whole episode's been.
Do you think that you could play disc golf in Minecraft? How would you do it? Because my thought is throwing eggs somehow.
With a lot of mods.
I was going to say, you could mod it out.
Mod it till it breaks.
Pretty much. There are mods for everything in that game.
It would actually probably be a modded bow and arrow.
Probably
a modded bow and arrow because then there's the flight mechanics for the arrows. You would just need to figure out how to make them turn.
Yeah.
The Matrix mod.
Yeah.
Oh, hello, Cat. Are you coming to be in the podcast?
Well, okay.
Is that a little kitty? I only saw a little bit of the cat.
Yeah, he's scratching, and the little chirping sound is him activating his toy. Oh, there he is.
Oh, I see him.
Hi, kitty.
What's that cat's name?
That's Mr. Timothy.
Timothy.
Yep. Timothy. The people that we adopted him from had already named him Mr. Timothy. So we were just like, yep, we're keeping it.
Perfect.
So Bean now tries to say, he's like, Mr. Tim, Mr. Tim. Like, he tries to get the Timothy part and just is like, no,
I give up.
Mr. Tim.
Oh, man. So, speaking of mods, have you guys seen the Skyrim mod?
Which one?
Which one?
That makes dragons into Macho Man Randy Savage.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I watched the Spiffing Brit, and he tried to put somebody put like 30 mods on. And he had to try to figure out what they were.
Oh no!
And he's like, "Oh God, Macho Man Randy Savage just killed me. I don't know what's going on." And then the game crashed because he had 30 mods.
Oh man, mod it till it crashes.
Yep.
Fun side fact: my second grade teacher taught Randy Macho Man Savage.
Nice.
So he and I had the same second grade teacher.
Neat.
Solid.
Yeah, just fun fact. That was like one of her like things that she like told everyone about. That, and she got us all into one of the last tapings of the Bozo Show because she had a connection.
Oh, nice.
So
got to be on the Bozo Super Sunday Show.
Jerk.
Yep.
It's a Chicago thing.
It's a Chicago thing.
Oh, okay.
Dude, this is just the Chicago catch-up, maybe disc golf podcast.
Yeah.
At this point.
Next, we're going to talk about Portillo's, and you have no excuse, RJ.
I've never been there. I've never been there. Yes.
Well, you know what? Sounds like you
but
need to come.
I really want one of their chocolate cake shakes.
You have to go for the large.
Yep, you do.
That feels reasonable.
There's only two options, regular and large.
But have you had Skyline, Joe?
Yes, I have.
I have not, actually. Even though Joe, right next to where we have all those, we have all of our work meetings. It's right there. To be fair, though, they're at like 9 a.m. So
there was a
it's not
big
really a good time for
geocaching
Skyline chili.
Yeah. Well, there was a big geocaching event in Cincinnati a couple years ago, and my buddy Earl and I trekked out there, and we met a physicist from Germany and his wife, who we didn't realize was expecting at the time, who wound up living in Chicago, and he's just like would randomly see him around town. And
that's
like
awesome.
The weirdest trip. We wound up caching through some abandoned train tunnels that are left in the city. So like it was fun.
Oh, neat.
But then also the chili. It was one of those things where I was like, spaghetti and chili. I mean, it's essentially just spaghetti with meat sauce.
Chili.
Meat sauce and beans.
It was the cinnamon though that I was like, ooh. Okay. All right. I'm down.
Cinnamon.
Yeah, unless I have been lied to, there's a little bit of cinnamon inside the secret sauce.
You know, I could see that because Skyline is a little bit sweeter, I think.
Yeah, there's like a hint of the cinnamon kisses the chili, and that's about it.
Oh,
so
quick
little full-on French kiss in it, just a little peck on the cheek.
So funny thing about Skyline. I wanted to make sure I clarified that before we went further.
Okay.
But so my wife went to school in Cincinnati.
Okay.
I have had Skyline significantly more times than she has.
Huh.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Well, up until we were married, though, she never really did chili. So why would you go to a chili place?
Yeah, I guess.
Now
I convinced my in-laws to get Giordano's. They're out here now.
They are.
Now my father-in-law is allergic to, or he has to cut out wheat and milk. So we don't go to Giordano's anymore.
No, you not.
Here's a cup of pizza sauce.
Well, I mean, they should have a roast beef sandwich on the menu because it's got like some other like
they've got other stuff, but
yeah, like, you're going to a pizza joint.
My wife goes to Texas Roadhouse and orders a chicken sandwich, and I'm like, why? I love you. Why?
I cry for you, Joe. I cry for you.
Yeah, it happens.
It's okay. If I go to Texas Roadhouse, I'll eat steak for her.
That's usually what I do.
It'll be fine.
It usually works out because the chicken is less expensive, so then I'll go with like the prime rib,
which they do. They do a pretty good prime rib.
They really do. And this is the food portion of the Half of the Back podcast.
So,
which after you've been drinking a while, you just eat.
So to tie this back in to disc golf,
I could actually go
and for some fun stories. So I brought my disc golf stuff when I did my road trip on my motorcycle for down Route 66.
Yep.
I wound up stopping in Amarillo, Texas. Stayed at the well, didn't stay, but I ate at the Big Texan, which,
Nice.
oh my goodness. You want to talk about delicious, cheap meat? Because, they probably killed the cow out back and then just dragged it in and cooked it.
Field dressed it and cook it.
Yep. It was so good. But they brew their own beer.
Ooh.
And then I was going to try to go disc golfing, and I'd, ridden for 14 hours and was falling asleep at my table and was like, I should probably not go disc golfing. So there we go. Tied it back in. We got disc golf in there. Because the intent was to stay.
Speaking of beer, there are a lot of breweries that are doing like disc golf themed beers that people are like, wow, that's amazing. I was like, have you met disc golfers? They're drunk or stoned or both. So I'll be more surprised when a winery does a disc golf thing.
There are wineries, though, that have disc golf courses on the grounds. I want to go to one so bad. So bad. It is like a dream to go to one of them.
The most BA winery is going to be the one that releases the gnarly ball ripper and puts the disc art on the label.
How's your life going with that?
And so the disc art will then have the giant robot. One hand has a wine bottle as it's shooting flames. Just to tie it all in as a partnership deal. Boom.
I think that's our new logo.
We're mostly sober too.
But we haven't actually been able to talk with each other in so long. We're just we're slap happy at this point.
Yeah.
We're all tired.
Oh yeah.
RJ finally turned 30. He's 1 foot in the grave.
Yeah. You should
It's
hear high
bedtime
school
now.
kids talk about me. Holy crap. They're like, you're like 45, right? I was like, I'm 33. Or I get the couple that come in, they're like, oh, you're like 25. I was like, don't lie.
You're my
Lies
favorite.
make baby Jesus cry.
If one of your students listens, here you go. Here's the gift idea for Joe. You just bring him some Just for Men so he can touch up those silver streaks.
They don't come through on this right here. But yes, my hair is significantly lighter than it was.
Yeah.
But I still have it. That's the important thing. I still have it.
Mine's slowly moving back towards my headset.
I just
you got to move the headset forward.
Whenever I need a new cat, I just remove some hair and let it grow back.
How is that?
That works.
Good. It's good.
Hang on. Is that better?
Okay. Well,
now
we
you're
definitely
what's his name?
Screenshot
Star
this,
Trek.
Joe, and turn this into many memes.
I'm Cyclops.
Geordie LaForge, a very white Geordie LaForge, or Scott Summers, one of the two.
Yes. Oh man.
Speaking of Scott Summers, which is what James Marsden, that Sonic 2 movie was pretty good.
That's what I've heard. Does Sonic play disc golf in the movie?
No, what you do is you take the hedgehog and you curl it up in a ball and then you throw it at the basket. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, except for the part where he then cuts through the chain. Then you're just it's broken now.
We here on the Half in the Bag Disc Golf Podcast do not advocate for animal cruelty.
Unless it's Sonic.
It's an animated hedgehog. We
Gotta
are
go
only
fast.
advocating for hilarious animated hijinks.
Yes.
No real hedgehogs were harmed in the making of this joke.
That's like that Simpsons episode where Homer mixes cement in a seagull's or what's it? Not a seagull.
Pelican?
Pelican. And he's like, now you just got to make the wisecrack like, oh, rough day. And it just falls over dead.
Oh, man.
Oh, the Simpsons.
See, I thought you were talking about the Simpsons episode where Bart gets mixed up with a fly.
Oh, one of the Halloween specials.
Yeah.
Was that a Halloween special?
I'm pretty sure.
Probably.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Treehouse of Horrors.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure it was a spoof off of The Fly.
Yep.
The movie.
Yeah. Yep. Oh man.
Oh boy.
So let's, we've all been kind of playing with how we haven't been available the last few weeks and everything, and how we've been so busy.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about what's been keeping us busy. I know, Joe, you obviously went up to
up north,
up to Michigan.
Yeah.
To
visit the dispensaries.
There. There are so many advertisements for dispensaries, and
they start just north of Fort Wayne.
Oh, I've seen some in Fort Wayne now.
Caitlin's like, wow, this is crazy. I was like, oh, see, growing up in Illinois, where fireworks are technically illegal, there are billboards for Phantom Fireworks and Crazy Kaplans and Sheltons everywhere to come across the border.
I just got a coupon clipper booklet that had the title cover was "Come and Get Fireworks. Here are your coupons."
Yep.
What?
Nobody ever gets in trouble. Ever.
Oh,
like, you really have to piss somebody off.
There was one time I remember when we were growing up, our neighbors a couple streets down spent thousands of dollars on all the big stuff and all the fun stuff. And one of the local Crestwood cops drove by and just kind of sat and watched for a while. And they're like, oh, we're like, should we stop? He's like, no, you're good.
Oh,
like, man. I don't understand why they're illegal if everybody shoots them off anyway. And Illinois, who is chronically hurting for money, is losing out on a lot of tax revenue.
I have a feeling it's more due to the fact that they would have to be somehow simultaneously arresting people in multiple locations at the same time. So they're just like,
yeah.
Plus, how are you going to prove who actually lit that firework?
Nah.
Or is it just
very true?
It's 9/10 of the law.
So Joe, obviously you did a little bit of disc golfing on your Michigan trip.
Yep.
In which you may or may not have visited the
I played too well to go there. Unlike a lot of other people I disc golf with who do better under the influence, I do not partake, so I would do far worse under the influence, is my assumption.
Or would you do better?
Probably not, no. I mean, assuming it's like getting drunk, there's that certain point where you just get better at everything, but that's such a razor thin line that you're probably going to fall right off of it. And
I mean, we're all from the Midwest. We know how beer pong and cornhole works.
Yeah, there is a magic zone where you become a god and just slay everyone in Halo repeatedly.
Yes.
But yeah, once you get out of that very small box,
it's bad.
It is not performance enhancing. That's for sure.
No, it is not.
Fun fact. Alcohol is considered a performance enhancing drug for certain sports.
Because it slows down your heart rate?
Yep. Yep.
Interesting.
For shooting sports, actually.
I would assume, though, that consuming alcohol and shooting guns would end poorly.
Come on. You're from you do deer camp, deer season? Come on now.
It's the second week of deer camp.
I was going to say, if Ben was on this podcast, he'd be like, hold on. Excuse me.
Ben doesn't do... Wait.
Time out.
Our
he doesn't
Ben
hunt.
or a different Ben?
No, our Ben. He from Wisconsin.
Hunt, but
he may not hunt, but he is from the state that invented drinking while also killing deer.
Yeah. The Yoopers did a whole song about the second week of deer camp.
Yep.
Oh, man.
Oh, I'm pulling out some old references here, man.
I might be old, but I'm not that old, Joe.
You can thank my dad.
Yep. It was Boy Scouts for me. Someone else had a mixed CD of songs they thought were hilarious, and that was one of them.
It is a hilarious song,
but
that's for
have
sure.
The Witch Doctor song.
I'm not sure that I know which song this is.
I'll send it in the group chat.
Okay.
Because I don't want to get in trouble for any copyright stuff.
Yeah, YouTube's pretty sensitive about that.
I am the witch doctor.
Yeah.
Oh, that is that one? Okay.
Yes.
I was like, is there another one?
I don't know. Maybe.
All right.
No,
well, okay. Yes, I do know that song.
Yeah, I was gonna say you'll know it if you hear it.
Yep.
But anyway, so Joe, what else have you been up to?
Well, I played the same course you did, Sweeney East. I played it for League Night, and up until I turned, so during the day, I played a tournament where I was one of two participants in MA1 for one round tournament, 24 holes. I lost by 10 strokes.
Ooh.
Who was that?
He was a guy out of Peru, and he was just, he just finished competing at Am Worlds and did pretty well. His round rated at like 10-12. Mine rated at like 9-20. It was bad. Like,
so it wasn't necessarily like you played bad.
Here's the problem.
It's just that he was
green in regulation. We were probably identical. He might have beat me on one or two of the longer holes, but green in regulation, we were right there. Circle 1 putting percentage. That is definitely where I lost it. Big time. So I was like, all right, I need a palate cleanser, so I'm going to stick around and go to League. We play Sweeney East, and I'm on an absolute tear. I birdied the first 3 holes.
Okay, nice.
Doing great, feeling great. Only had 1 bogey on hole 18, where I took a 6. It was a double because it's par 4. And or maybe I had 1 other bogey. I don't remember off the top of my head. Unfortunately, I cooled off. And even with that, I still shot 2 or 3 under par, which was 945 rated. Had I just parred out, I think I would have been like 980, which would have been one of my highest rated rounds. No, highest rated round.
I was going to say, what is your highest rated round ever? You don't just give us an estimate. You don't need to actually
950-ish.
1 million. Sorry.
Ratings.
Oh man,
making my dated references.
Oh boy.
Oh man.
Rating. My worst rating was an 805, and it was so bad it didn't count against me. Fort Wayne Outfitters Open last year, I shot a 969. So, nice. Here's the problem with that, though. The round before, that was round 2. Where is...
Oh, yes. I remember you telling me about this and how round 1 did not go well for you.
Round 1 was an 899 rated round. 70 points worse.
Oof.
And that was the easier course. The first one. That was at Shove.
Sounds about right.
That was at
But
Shove.
I feel like Shove does provide some pretty big swings in round rating.
It can. Because it's birdie or die at this level. At AM1.
Yeah.
Even though, And so then I just went with the F it mentality and shot really well. I almost eagled hole 14 from the gold. That's that like 500-foot one where you throw 300, hard dogleg right. I threw it into the woods.
Another 250, 300.
Yeah. So I took the unconventional route of shanking my shot early and throwing it deep into the woods and going,
nice.
There's a small line. I can do it. Throw out of the woods, flare skip, tickle the chains, and drop it right down next to it for a birdie. I almost eagled it from a god-awful tee shot. Like, I had no right to be that close from that tee shot.
The funny thing about that hole is that's the one that is if I remember correctly, it's a hard par 4.
Yes. Soft,
but it would
5.
be, a soft 5. So it's like, there's an argument that it could be a 5 and you would have albatrossed it if you had done that. But
yeah, it's one of those, like, if you can throw a decently straight shot, 300, no, it'd be like 250 to 300. That'll get you up to the black tee pad. And then another straight shot, you should be able to birdie it. But I was trying to get big around the corner because I was like, I've got nothing to lose. I'm not in last, but I'm on the last card. And then everybody just kind of looked at me on the card going, why are you here?
You're like, did you see my first round though?
They did not. I was on a very different card. And well, for the second round, they group you by whatever you shot before. So we all shot terrible. Two of the guys were like, yeah, it wasn't that bad. I shot all right. I was like, I shot like shit. It's Shof with, I think it was mostly red layouts. I should be Shof reds, 24s. Or
10-ish or so down.
Yeah,
if
through the 24.
More. Yeah.
Because that's the one thing that I have to remind. It's not 10 down through 18 is hard.
Yes.
10 down through 24, there's a lot you should be able to get in those woods.
Yeah. Yeah, the woods can be gettable. That's for sure.
And then, handful of other holes you should be able to get.
Yeah.
But yeah. That was fun. And that's why my rating is 925. Because I'll play with some people and they'll go like, how are you only rated 925? I was like, oh, you caught me on a good day. Come back tomorrow. And I'll show you exactly. Then you're going to go, how are you rated 925?
Yeah. And you go, it cancels out. It's an average.
Yay! Yeah, it's a weighted average with the most recent 25% weighted heavier, which makes sense.
Yeah. Well, in theory, you're improving the most.
Yeah.
Ian, what have you been up to?
Oh, just living the dream, don't you know?
Don't you know?
Don't you know, eh?
Did I send you that Midwest Siri video?
No, I sent that to you.
I know, and I sent it to my in-laws.
Oh, okay.
No, you have not sent this to me because
I will also put that in the group chat then.
Yeah.
I was like, this seems like things that I need.
It's
Is it hard to find night crawlers in a Schwabenon? Calling 911, you're having a stroke.
Meanwhile, we're all going here. Oh, yeah, that makes perfect sense to us.
Yeah, I know exactly. I've driven through a Schwabenon before. It's fine.
Oh, man.
Living the three-nager dream with the wife, just trying to keep up with what he's dishing out. I did get 4 holes hit Castaldo in.
All right.
Before
almost
Bean, half. Before Bean was like, no. Which I finally got my left leg to like kind of remember what it was supposed to do, and
nice.
So on hole 2, Joe, which is the one with the giant stanchion for the electrical wires, I, being the man who has no forehand whatsoever, brain fart. Hucked it backhand and got such a good spin on it. It flew all the way to the gap in the forest.
Oh no!
for hole 3. I was like,
that's a really good shot.
It's a really good shot.
Hang on. That's a really good throw. That was a really terrible shot.
Yes. In terms of distance and avoiding all sorts of fun things, I got real good distance. In terms of going anywhere near where I wanted to be, no.
So you had probably the same length of drive to get back to the basket.
Yeah, it was effectively the same, like 200-ish feet. Except for this time it was uphill instead of being kind of levelish.
Yeah.
So, I didn't cheat and did not have my toddler run and go grab the disc.
Why not? That would have been.
That's why we only made it to hole 4.
Yeah.
Probably. Well, then, it was hot. He's 3. He's like, okay, it's hot, Dad. I'm like, okay.
That's a lot of steps for a 3-year-old.
He's like, let's go to the park. I was like, oh, okay.
All right. I'll pick you up later.
Yeah. I want to get back to Catherine Legg, and it's just also one of those things where I'm like looking at gas prices, and I'm just kind of like, do I drive all the way there, or do I see more friends doing another activity?
Yeah.
Right now I'm gonna go see more friends doing another activity.
That's the hard part.
Man. Yeah. Yeah, for
sure. These prices are getting rough.
They are going down a little bit, though.
Yeah, they are. We'll
Slowly.
see if they do go down more. But in terms of sport,
they're not going down this weekend. We know that.
No,
absolutely
not 4th of July.
But it is unfortunately impacting my desire to go to more challenging courses because they are farther away. So, I mean, there's nothing wrong with the local 9-hole. It is a good place to get the left leg back into shape and take bean, but the other courses are also shadier.
Yeah,
they're nicer.
Well, once you get into
and not mosquito central.
Yeah. I was going to say, once you get into the back 5, it gets a little more shaded, but more mosquitoed.
Yeah, well, I was going to say, unfortunately, Castaldo is like, I swear, that is where they have their breeding factories. They're just pump out more mosquitoes all the time.
We're lucky here in Fort Wayne, where most of the courses are fairly close. I mean, you live a little bit north, RJ, but from my house, I think all of them except Tillman are about 20 minutes.
Yeah, when I lived southwest, that's about what they were for me too.
Yeah.
I will say though, when I was disking earlier this week at Sweeney East, I think there was just one point where I'm just like, I can taste the cottonwood pollen.
Oh God, it was so bad.
Oh yeah. It was.
You just see it flow. I got a car wash the other day, and my car is yellow. It's now yellow. It's actually black,
right?
Yeah. It's actually black, but now it's yellow.
Yeah,
it's the pollen here has been brutal.
Yeah.
My wife was like, I think our daughter has allergies. I was like, no, I think everybody has allergies right now. This cottonwood is bad.
Yeah, so I was taking my dog for a walk today, and we walked past a corner. we walked past a corner of a house that had to have had 4 or 5 cottonwood trees on this corner.
Yep.
Their yard was white.
Oh yeah.
Merry Christmas.
Yep.
Literally.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas.
And I'm sitting there and I'm just like, I'm walking my dog and I'm just like, and she tries to stop in the shade and I'm just like, no, you're not stopping here because I will be miserable for the rest of this walk.
But at least your dog is white, so you won't notice it.
I was going to say, Pepper turned into a cottonwood tree.
Yes.
Pretty much. But no, that was actually earlier this week when I played 36 holes. That was the first time that I had played since before I went on my cruise.
So I think that's a good way to round out things. Was RJ, you talking about your vacations if you want to?
Mm-hmm. Well, sure. Yeah. So missed a couple of episodes because my wife and I went. Well, so we went to
Last Frontier
to Chicago. Well, we went to Chicago for an evening I went to a White Sox game with my sister and brother-in-law.
Nice.
Then the next day we flew out to Seattle, did a whole bunch of touristy stuff in Seattle, including going to a Mariners game on Saturday. So yes, I saw 4 different teams on
Nice.
what was less than 24 hours.
Nice.
Kind of. One game went significantly faster than the other. Don't you just
was
love
it
that
the White
about
Sox
baseball?
game?
It was actually. The White Sox game was like 2.5 hours.
That's not bad.
I think around hour 3 of the Mariners Red Sox game that we went to, we started wandering around the stadium and looking at the museum that was attached in the 6th inning.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Ooh.
It was a long game.
You're watching paint dry.
It was like there were no clean innings, and that just makes baseball.
Yep.
I love baseball. My family is from St. Louis. My aunt has had season tickets for the Cardinals since before I was born. I love baseball. I love live baseball. Man, once you get into,
there's some bad games.
Once you get into 3 hours of 2 teams that you literally could not care about, it gets a little bit hard to watch when you're still in the middle innings.
Yeah.
But that's neither here nor there. Then we did a whole bunch of touristy stuff in Seattle, and then we did an Alaskan cruise. Did see a lot of eagles there.
Nice.
I think every port that we were in, we saw at least one eagle. So that was fun. And we also saw a bear and some
moose.
We did not see any moose. We saw some sea lions. We saw some whales.
Sweet.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Had a really great time. For anyone that's never been up to Alaska, I highly recommend it. It's gorgeous. Same. And it was absolutely amazing. Couldn't take the disc golf stuff with me, of course, because we, had to.
You mean you don't want to golf on a ship? There's tons of space to throw a disc around.
I will play mini golf, and on the older ships, I will play in the regular golf or the ball golf simulator.
Yeah.
But that's actually, I think I played Pebble Beach in a golf simulator on a cruise ship at one point.
Interesting.
Yeah, it goes better for me because my slice does not get picked up by the simulator, so I hit the ball a lot greater.
Nice.
Handy.
Yes. It's like, this is fantastic.
So that's what it's like if I hit it straight every time.
Yeah. I'm a lot better.
That's how you're supposed to play this game.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm also a lot better at golf on the Wii. When you're just, when you're hitting everything straight, it's like, this is great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was so much better in Wii bowling than in real life. I could really nail the line that I was going for like 9 out of 10 times.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I'll tell you, boxing in Wii Sports is a lot more enjoyable. Well, I assume it's a lot more enjoyable than boxing.
Ian, what do you think?
I mean, there's a good chance that I've got brain damage, so I had a great time. I don't know what you're talking about.
There's a slight chance you might possibly have a very slight case of severe brain damage. I love Portal 2.
Yeah.
That's so good.
The cake is a lie.
Yes.
I mean, I did not enjoy Wii boxing or the Xbox 360 Kinect boxing because I was like, this isn't boxing. All of the things that I've trained to do don't work because, it's technology. It's not like perfect.
Kinect was awful.
But it was supposed to be a fun cardio thing. You're not really supposed to be boxing anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, so went and did the Northwest. I also hit Canada one of those days. So That was it was a lot of fun. Like I said, didn't get any disc golfing in because didn't really want to take the disc golf bag. But on my way home from Seattle, as I was going through TSA, I did see a guy carrying his disc golf stuff, and I so badly wanted to go and be like, "What's in your bag?" Because he was just sitting there playing with a putter or something. I think
nice.
I think I saw MVP stamps.
Okay.
MVP.
RJ goes.
Yeah.
Aren't very many players sponsored by MVP, so it's easy to figure out.
Yes.
Yeah. RJ just walks up, goes full Christian Bale, Batman. What's in your bag? What's in the bag? What's in the bag?
Oh man! What I really wanted to do was go up to him and be like, "Hey, you should listen to the Half in the Bag Disc Golf podcast."
I promoted that a couple times recently. Most recently was last night at the winery when
you bring up Gnarly Ball Ripper?
No, I didn't.
It was a Gnarly Ball Crusher.
Sorry.
Yeah. Close
Gnarly
enough.
Ball Crusher.
That's the sequel.
Ripper Crusher. What? Yeah, there's two discs. One's the butter. One's the stripe.
Okay. I swear he did. He definitely did.
Putter.
Popsicle? Icicle? Testing?
The lady who is doing our wine tasting. So I was wearing Clash at the Canyons polo shirt that I got last year. I think that was last year.
Makes sense.
And she's like, "Oh, disc golf. You know, I finally went out for the first time recently, and my husband has been going for a while." I was like, "Oh yeah, it's a lot of fun. You know, you should listen to the Joe's Disc Golf podcast and the Half in the Bag."
Oh god, her first episode was D&D.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
So either she's really gonna hate it, or Country Heritage might sponsor this podcast.
Honestly, I'd be okay with that. I have drank some of their wine on this podcast before, so
their wine is really good, and their cider.
I cannot say I have not had Country Winery.
They
Country Heritage.
Country Heritage.
Sorry.
Yes.
Well, it is a winery, at least. I was like half right.
Yes.
I was half in the bag.
Their apple cider is really good.
2/3 of it.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah. So then
we're devolving.
Yeah, we really are.
Yeah.
Oh man. So yeah, it that was a great time. Then so that took up 2 weekends. Then last weekend did some stuff with my family, and actually last weekend was crazy because Friday night we went to Country Heritage actually had a little get together with some friends that someone didn't come to. Joseph.
I was in Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Excuses, staying in an old folks home.
Excuses.
I actually was in an old folks home.
Yeah, that's because you're what did we decide you were? 45?
82, I don't know.
He's got like one whole leg and part of an ankle in the grave. So
the other ankle, yeah. I'm testing out the water, seeing if it's comfortable enough for the ghibli bits.
Oh, I will say one of my favorite things about my Alaskan cruise was that the solarium, which is the adults only pool area, was enclosed.
Okay.
And so even though there were some, like it was 70-ish, not really, you're not necessarily wanting to hop in the pool, especially with it being as windy as it was on the cruise ship. But, you could hop in the hot tub in the enclosed area and sit there with your drink. And it was real nice to just go through that. That was a lot of fun.
Take a nap.
No, we never took one on the hot tub, but I might have taken one on my balcony. Actually, we had great weather, but
I mean, it's a cruise. I hope you have napped.
Oh yes, we definitely napped a couple times.
Yep.
But anyway, so
well, because you napped a couple of times. I just need to make sure that we were all good.
Oh man.
Yep,
I mean,
okay,
it was 3-hour honeymoon, so
I'm gonna go show myself out.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'll
man.
see you later.
I think this is actually a good point to end it on, though. But yeah, so had a lot of fun. Finally got back to disc golfing this week. Probably
And crushed your arm.
Huh? Yes.
And killed your arm. Yep.
Yes. I was not too upset that I was playing the short 9-hole course today.
Yes.
Although I got in trouble because I went back and played the first 6 again after finishing 9.
Yeah.
And apparently
Silly RJ.
my wife wanted lunch.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. There's a reason. So the first 6 go around a loop on the main part of the park. And then the last 3 take you like back to kind of a different area.
Mm-hmm.
And they're kind of on their own.
Yep.
So if you go 1 through 9, you basically make a figure 8 to get back to 1.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, okay, I've got time. I did not have time.
You did not have time.
No.
No.
But it went. I discovered there is actually out of bounds on that course.
Really?
There's
Where?
not water.
Oh.
Oh.
It comes into play more with the B position.
That would be what I don't think I've ever played that course with the pins in the B position.
It's in B position now, which was kind of annoying actually because
You wanted
the
an
course
easy
has
9.
smart layouts.
Yeah.
Huh?
You wanted a nice easy 9.
Yeah, I would have preferred that, but got some drives that I absolutely crushed with my backhand and got feeling pretty good about that.
Good.
So,
Nice.
yeah.
Oh,
You
well.
just didn't seem to think too highly of it, but
Well.
all shenanigans on that. But
It is.
anyway,
Matters how you feel. That's the important part.
yes. My arm's still in recovery mode.
Yeah. I got
It's
one
a
of
little
those
sore there, apparently.
Theraguns for Christmas, and
I
it's
did too.
fantastic.
It's great. It's great. Oh man. But anyway, so I think that takes us to the end of this episode. I think we've been now recording for
Over
almost
an hour.
and a half.
No, hour
only an
15.
Hour 15. That's not bad. But so remember, for those of you that have been watching this and do not want to watch this,
You get to miss the visual gags.
Yay.
Yay! I don't know what to do with my hands.
Jazz.
The car,
Jazz hands.
it drove really well. Felt like a spaceship.
No.
I didn't know that we had Will Ferrell on this podcast.
Oh, God.
Oh, man. All right. Yeah, so if you're listening to this and you do want to see the visual gags and our amazing faces.
Ugly mugs.
Yeah, that too. Joe, you missed the chance to hold up your mug when you said that. There it is.
I've seen better
Oh,
heads on
man.
a mug of beer.
You broke me.
Oh, no.
Ian, take it away.
Oh, no. Well, thank you all for listening or watching. If you God. Oh, man.
Okay, I'm good. Yeah. Make sure that you can watch this on Joe's YouTube channel, YouTube/Joe's Disc Golf. You can listen to this wherever you get your major podcasts. Make sure to follow us on @HalfInTheBagDG.
Oh, no.
On Twitter. You can follow Joe and all of his amazing content at Joe's Disc Golf. Basically, wherever you get your social media.
I got a
Listen,
bunch
TikTok.
of crap filmed that I need to edit.
Yeah, and we've got some more stuff that we were hoping to do too.
Disc dice.
Yay!
Yay.
You can find Ian at Popperfresh, again, wherever you find the socials, right?
Yep. If
mostly.
I'm on the social, it'll be at Popperfresh.
Yep.
side tangent, my shirt from the zipline that I did was taller than the Empire State Building.
Nice.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. We were going 90 miles an hour for...
That's awesome.
Nice.
Or, sorry, we were going
That's
60
awesome.
miles an hour for 90 seconds.
Ah,
Yes.
Still pretty
Slightly
nice.
different.
I was like, those are some fairly different speeds.
Strike that, reverse it. We're good.
Yeah. Anyway, so yes, everyone, thank you for bearing with us through, this amazing episode and the episodes before it. Some of which were amazing, some of which were Joe. Pretending to be drunk.
Maybe.
Anyway, yes. So thanks for supporting us. Thanks for listening, and everyone, enjoy your rounds. Bye.
Later.
Have a good one.